Hey everybody, and welcome back to Slowpoke Racing, or welcome to Slowpoke Racing. If you've never been here before, it's good to have you. And this is the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Pro League Co. This is our Wednesday championship. It is the Manufacturers Cup, and we're with the Pro guy, the professionals. Pro, League One, whatever you want to call it. There's 3 leagues running on this Wednesday. We've got Pro, Pro-Am, and Am, or League 1, League 2, League 3, whichever way you want to slice it. We're with the Pro guys, and round 3 already. Now then, these races consist of 2 races, one in the GR4 car, one in the GR3 car of the same manufacturer. So you pick a manufacturer, you Citroen, Ferrari, whatever it is, but you have to use the GR3, GR4 car made by that manufacturer. Both races use softs and medium tyres, so at least 1 pit stop required. And maybe more if you're a bit heavy-footed with the old gas, or you start shredding tyres, but definitely 1 stop required. I just mentioned we're at round 3. This time around, we are at the fictional track at Circuit de St Croix, however you want to say that, Circuit de St Croix. We are on the C layout, which is a really big layout. It's a hell of a track. It's 6.73 miles long, 24 turns. It takes roughly just over 3 minutes per lap. So, yeah, there's a lot of tarmac between the start and the finish. 6 sectors. So, yeah, it's going to be a good race. A lot of tight turns. Very technical track, actually. Very fast track. Very technical track as well. And it's got the very long, I'm going to call it the back straight, that's just over a mile long, but we'll see more of that when we get there, shall we? What we're going to do is just have a quick look down at the grid and see where everybody is, and then we'll get this race started. It's about 25 minutes long, not converted into laps, so the guys are going to do a little bit of maths as they're going around, because you have to do a minimum of 3 laps on each tyre, so you can run the softs as long as you do 3 laps on the mediums. So anyway, let's have a look. Let's get the, here we go, pressing the buttons too quickly. So let's have a look at the grid, shall we? So we've got Dragumis on pole position. Now he's actually managed, this is his fourth pole, is it? 3rd pole. He's been on pole actually every Group 4 race so far. So really is setting his stall out nice and early, isn't he? Just behind him, we've got Matty. Now, his highest finish so far for Matty, I did make a couple of notes, it's 4th so far, so Matty in that Citroen looking to improve on that. Then we've got PM10 just behind him in 3rd position. His highest finish so far has been 5th, so again, another one looking to improve on that. We've got Jogalis in 4th. Now, Jogalis has got 3 wins and a 2nd position. That's out of the 4 races that we've had so far. So, again, very quick driver. Certainly stall out early. Not qualified very well, has he? Got himself 4th on the grid. But, yeah, as you say, 3 wins and a 2nd so far for him. So keep an eye on him. We've got Wadrew in 5th. He's got 2 podiums so far. So looking strong. DJ, we've got in 6th. Then we've got Sai in the Citroen. We've got Brian Moncani, and what a battle he had last week. If you didn't watch that race, I suggest you go back and have a look. He was right in the thick of it, was Brian Moncani, currently sitting in 8th. 9th, we've got Colonel Curtains in, sitting in 9th in the AMG. We've got Manos in 10th. We've got Itsumi Dan in 11th. We've got Dan in 12th. And we've got Stormfly in 13th. So I just want to say a big thank you as well to both Dan and to Colonel Curtains for sharing the races. I think they've shared 1 each, which is fine as long as we get them. So without them sharing, obviously we can't bring them to you. So thank you very much to both Dan and Colonel Curtains. Just wanted to give them a quick mention. Because, as I say, if they don't share them, then we've got no races to look at, have we? So let's get back to the normal camera. Grid start, as usual, for the Ultimate Racing League this season, in all of their races, actually. So let's get this race underway and see what happens, shall we, on this very, very long track. So a good start then from everybody, it looks like. I'm going to go sort of chase cam as we come up to the first couple of turns, because it is always chaos with the grid start. So through turn 1 with just a little kink in the road, up to turn 2, this very nasty right-hander. Oh, and it's all a bit bumpy in there, as we thought it would. There's a few of them just couldn't quite slow down, and has already had a bit of a kiss with barrier, but poor old Dandan's still down at the back, couldn't slow down quite enough, could he, as we head up towards turn 3. A lot of long straights on this track, as well as very tight turns. And this one at turn 3 it's a tricky one again, trying to get that car slowed down. It's you're almost going back on yourself, and you can see it's all happening there. This has really caught a few of these guys out. I think it was Colonel Curtains. Where's he going? Oh, we've got to go back and have a look at this. I'm sorry, Colonel, but we've got to. He's currently sitting in 8th. Now, this corner comes up so quickly. You have to get on the brakes nice and early, probably about now. And Colonel just forgot all about it, and bang, off we go. Let's take Dragumis out. We're not going to let him win this race, are we? Not this time around. Poor old Colonel Curtains, now down in 13th. That it does catch quite a few people out that particular corner. But racing they will go. I'm not sure if they've called a safety car. I don't think so. No, it looks like Jagalis is still going for it as he's turned around 5 and 6 up towards turn 7. This is a very sharp, 90 degree, two 90 degree left-handers, one straight after the next. So Jagalis is out in front. We've got Woodrow just behind him in 2nd. Matty is in 3rd. Then we've got PM10 in 4th. Itsumi Dan has made his way up into 5th. He's alongside Sai at the minute. Oh no, Sai just slotting in behind Itsumi Dan through this S section of the track. But a very technical, very tricky section this is, as they make their way down towards turn 13, which is then going to take them across the bridge. And you've got to get these turns just right, because you can easily slam into that barrier. But Itsumi Dan is round, Sai is round, Brian Moncani. Then we've got Stormflight in 9th, Manos in 10th, Dragumis all the way down in 11th, Colonel Curtains in 12th, and Dan. Oh, what's happened to Dan? Has he just got the braking wrong again? Let's have a look. I know he was at the back now. We're going to have to keep going back, aren't we? So we'll leave that as Dan chases down Colonel Curtains across the bridge. As they get to the end of the bridge, it's hard on the brakes again into the left-hander at turn 14, which then takes us down to a sweeping right-hander at turn 15, and then onto the long straight. So let's have a look. This is where a lot of slipstream can be picked up. It is foot on the noisy pedal all the way down. What we got going on here, Wadru in 3rd. He's got Matty Older alongside of him. So it is the Porsche against the Citroen as they chase down Jorgalis down towards turn 16. A very tight right-hander, hard onto the brakes. And Wadru just sticks his nose in front of Matty Older, followed by PM10 in that Ferrari around 16. Into the S section now at 17, 18, 19 and 20. A very fast flowing section of the track. Matty there just in front of PM10. We'll go on board with PM10, shall we? As we come around turn 21 into 22. Or am I a little bit ahead of myself? I don't know, the track's that long. I've kind of given up a little bit. No, there we go, through turn 23 now, with one more turn to go before getting back onto the start finish. Now, a quick look behind us, and this group really has broke away. So we've just got these 4 cars now. Oh, Jorgalis really does cut that corner. You can get round there with just a little dab of the brakes, or even a lift off the noisy pedal. But if you push it too hard, you can see it, PM10 in that Ferrari really gaining ground on Wadru as they get into turn 1. Ooh, and PM10 nearly has a bit of a kiss with Barrier, but manages to avoid it, hard onto the brakes again. Another really awkward right-hander. And Matty, now then, did Matty have a bit of a touch with the barrier? Something seemed to have upset him then. Let's have a look. He got his nose in front of Wadru. Oh, I've gone back too far, never mind. So Matty did, he got himself in front of Wadru. You can see Wadru racing with PM10 as they go through turn 1 up towards turn 2. You want to be braking around just after the 100 board. Now then, I think Matty, yeah, there we go. One little scrape with the barrier. He just left the braking a bit too late, I think, and the car just wouldn't turn for him. As PM10 makes a move on Wadru as they race up towards, oh, I don't know, turn 3 is, it's a big old track this, isn't it? Turn 3, oh, this is the one that catches everybody out again. You're going to do this right-hander and almost come back on yourself. Nearly a hairpin bend, that one, but they managed to get it done. Let's have a look a little bit further down then. Itsumi down in another Ferrari. He's in 5th. He's leading the next little group then. So we've got Jorgalis, PM10, Wadru and Matty Holder out in front, all battling for a podium position. Then we've got Itsumi down. He's in 5th with a very slight gap back to Dragumis. Dragumis has made his way back up to 6th. So good recovery for him so far in the Lamborghini. So that's Dragumis in 6th. We've got DJ and Sai fighting it out for P7. DJ has just got his nose in front of Sai for now in the Citroen, but that Citroen sticking with the Viper like glue. He doesn't want to let DJ get too far away. Then we've got a very slight gap then back to Brian Moncani, who seems to be on his own at the minute. Bit of a gap back to Colonel Curtains in the other Mercedes. So Brian concentrating fully on trying to catch up to the back of Sai. We will have a look at the tyres in a minute. We'll probably do a full lap as well, actually. Colonel Curtains in 10th. Stormfly in 11th in that little Alpha. I wouldn't, oh dear me, that is not like Stormfly. Slammed into the barrier then, and he's now come under attack from Dandan as Dandan goes through and takes that P11 as they come down towards turn 13 and entering onto the bridge. Stormfly gets a fantastic exit out of turn 13 and gets onto the bridge. He pulls alongside Dandan, so the VW against the Alpha now has a drag race down towards the end of the bridge at turn 14. It is Dandan that's got himself in front of Stormfly, but a great little battle developing here between these two. Oh, as Dandan just scrapes the barrier there, couldn't quite get that VW to turn into the sweeping right-hander of turn 15 before getting onto this long straight. I mentioned at the beginning, just over a mile, 1.12 miles long this straight. So a good chance to get into the slipstream, and that's exactly what Stormfly is doing. He's tucked right underneath Dandan. He's going to have to pull out in a minute. You can't do any bump drafting, so I think Stormfly is going to wait, actually, until he can get by and then not give the slipstream to Dandan. So that's very clever racing from Stormfly. Leaves it late. Dandan just having a quick look at the inside, but nothing doing there. Stormfly gets the job done, so great racing from him. Manos all the way down at the back in 13th and playing catch-up at the minute. So let's have a look at the tyres. So, oh, Jorgalis has got himself in front. When did that happen? Oh, too far back. Sorry, we missed that. But Jorgalis then, after that accident very early on, we're only on lap 2 and he's already got himself back up and into the lead in that Porsche Cayman. So it is Jorgalis leading, using every inch of the track, maybe a little bit that he shouldn't, but he's getting away with it. He's on the soft tyres. Wadru also on the soft tyres, so these guys really have got to open up a gap. So it's the two Porsches out in front at the minute. Matty also on the soft tyres in the Citroen. He's having a bit of a battle with PM10, who is also on those soft tyres in that Ferrari. So Matty and PM10 having a right good ding-dong. Now they're starting to get used to this track now. You can just see the guys there really pushing the limits. They're just avoiding the barrier, so they are starting to get used to this track. So a good little battle developing here. Now then, I've just seen that Colonel Curtains has come into the pit. So has Dandan, so has Stormfly, all on the medium tyres. So at the end of lap 2, I thought you had to do 3 laps. No, mind, it must be 2 laps. So a minimum of 2 laps. I don't know, who cares? Not bothered. They've been in, changed their tyres, back out on softs. I could have swore it was 3 laps. They know better than I do, obviously. Jorgalis then out in front from Wadru. So the two Porsches still leading the way. Matty has managed to get himself, well, he's kept himself in front of PM10 at the minute. PM10 all over the back of Matty though. Dragumis is up into 5th now. Then we've got Itsumi Dan, not that far behind him. He's in 6th. He's got DJ tucked right underneath his rear wing. So DJ in that Viper. Let's have a look at the tyres though. We were looking at tyres, weren't we? So Dragumis is on the softs. Itsumi Dan also on the softs, so is DJ. Manos on the side. It looks like everybody's on the softs now. Brian Moncani, Sai, Colonel Curtains after their pit stop. So Colonel Curtains, he's also on the softs. Stormfly is on the softs now, and so is Danman. So everybody on the soft tyres. So the guys up at the front are going to have to make a pit stop and go on to those mediums. The interesting thing is going to be, will those soft tyres last of the guys that have changed? So Dan, Stormfly, Colonel Curtains, who came in to get rid of the mediums at the end of lap 2. Well, they've obviously done their practice laps, so they know whether the soft tyres will last or not. It's going to be interesting though, isn't it? Jorgalis then still out in front. Nice to see the different lines that people take, especially on this one. Let's go pick somebody a bit further back so we can see. We'll go on board with Mana. I just want to see, it's quite interesting how people take that turn differently. Some like to hug the inside line. You'll see as a minute. Oh, now there's an invisible wall there. For those that don't actually know, on the right hand side, if you can see how far Manos is over, well, there is actually an invisible wall, a bit like the Daytona wall, and boom, there, he just caught it, Manos did, and that spun him right out. What a shame. What a shame. Now then, let's just go, get the right camera. Let's go on board. So it's nice to see, interesting how people do this thing. You see how Sai really hugs that inside line. A lot of people will go a lot wider there. Brian Moncani doesn't want to drift too far to the left. Manos, Colonel Curtains in 10th, Manos in 11th after that spill. Look at Colonel Curtains now, tucked right underneath Brian Moncani as we go down this very, very, very long back straight. Colonel Curtains in the Mercedes, Brian in the Mercedes as well, and the slipstream really pulled him in and made that look easy, didn't he? Brian Moncani's just going to have to slot in behind Colonel Curtains as long as he can get that Mercedes slowed down and around the bend. Yes, he can. Good overtake there. Used the slipstream well, did Colonel Curtains, but this battle will rage on. Brian Moncani, as we saw last week, doesn't mind getting involved in a scrap. So we can see now then Jorgalis is in to the pits. He's currently sitting in 3rd. Woodrow is in as well. So that must mean that Matty has taken up the lead. PM10 just behind him. Dragunis in 3rd. Dragunis carrying half a second penalty. Let's have a look at the tyres. Well, Matty's looked after his tyres okay. So PM10, they're going to start to hurt him now. They're about 40 to 45% wear on the front left, especially for PM10. So he'll start to feel that pretty soon. Dragumis, well, he's really looked after his tyres, hasn't he? Currently sitting in 3rd, but he has got that half a second. Shouldn't affect his track position too much. Then we've got DJ. He's battling away hard with Itsumi Dan. Itsumi Dan on the inside as they get into turn 3. Yeah, good move from Itsumi Dan. DJ's just going to have to slot in behind him now as we go through turn 4 up towards turn 5 at sector 2. DJ in that shiny chrome green Viper, trying to blind everybody in this lovely French sunshine. It's not really working with Itsumi Dan though, is he? He's having none of it. So a good little battle developing there. Jorgalis in 6th. He's got Wadrew chasing it. Oh, Wadrew has fell foul of the pit lane penalties, the dreaded pit lane penalties, which personally I think I'm going to go on a campaign to get them banned. Those, take the pit lane penalty off. Nobody benefits from cutting the line. There is no advantages or anything. Just get rid of those damn penalties for the pit lane. I'm going to start a campaign. I'm going to start a petition. Let me know if you want to sign this petition. We need to ban the pit lane penalties Poor old Wadru now, race ruin for him. He's picked up 3 seconds. So Jorgalis, well, he'll have a big old smile on his face, won't he? Wadru won't. He's on the medium tyres. He's got a 3-second penalty now then where he's Colonel Curtains. Let's have a look at the... I think Wadru might just about get away with that, actually. I don't think Colonel Curtains is close enough. He's on those soft tyres, so he can start putting some decent laps in. But I don't think he's going to get close enough to Wadru to trouble him at the minute. Sight sitting there in 9th. Then we've got Brian Moncani in 10th as they all go across the bridge. Manos in 11th. Let's just have a look down at the next group then. In 12th we've got Stormfly. He's followed still by Dandan. Slight gap opening up. Maybe that Sirocco is not suited for these fast tracks. Needs something just a bit more twisty and turny. A little bit smaller for that Sirocco to really come into its own. But he's battling away. You could probably say the same about Stormfly's Alpha as well, actually. Probably do with a shorter track with a few more twisty bits in it, but they'll battle away nevertheless. Stormfly in 12th, Dandan in 13th. Back up to the top then, Matty Older, not made a stop yet has Matty in that Citroen, but he's got a nice little gap now opening up back to PM10. I think PM10 is starting to feel it now. Those tyres are starting to hurt, so he'll sure, well, I'm almost sure he's going to have to come in at the end of this lap. We have about 10 minutes to go, and there we go. You can see Matty is now into the pits. PM10 is going to follow him in there. Dragumis has decided to stay out. Now he has looked after his tyres, so he's done a good job of that. He has now taken over the lead of this race, but he has got to pit. Fuel's looking okay, as the rest of the guys all come diving into the pits as well. So we've got DJ's in, Itsumi Dan is in. Jorgalis made a stop earlier, didn't he? So he's out on the mediums, as you can see. Matty just coming out ahead of him. So Matty rejoins in P2, but no, he's caught very quickly and quite easily, actually, by Jorgalis. So Jorgalis goes up into 2nd, and oh, that's gotta hurt. That was a big old slam into the barrier. Let's just couldn't get the car slowed down, could he? Maybe flick the handbrake on there to try and help him. You can see how quickly he went past Matty. Did he just forget to brake? No, he hit the brakes nice and early, but he left the brakes on. Should have just eased off a little bit. I mean, I'm no expert at this trail braking lot, but if you keep the brakes slammed on like that, there's only going to be one outcome, and that is one hell of a headache. So Jorgalis down to 3, but that came in very, very quick around this track. So I'm expecting him to catch up with Matty again pretty soon. He is on the medium tyres. He's got to wait for that damage to clear. He's got damage at the back, so he's got to wait for that to clear. You can see Matty just getting a little bit squirrely as he came out of turn 3. So Jorgalis is going to be pushing hard now to catch up to the back of Matty. Matty actually is the fastest man on track so far. He's got a 3:47.6. Let's have a look at Dragamis. His fastest is a 3:47.8, and yet to pit. So he'll be coming in, I would imagine, at the end of this lap, although his tyres is okay, actually. I think he could probably do one more lap. There's enough time. There is enough time for him to keep those tyres on and get onto the mediums and still get his required amount of laps in, whether it's 2 or 3. I don't know, it must be 2 in this race, because a lot of the guys pitted at the end of lap 2, didn't they? So Dragumis in the lead at the minute. Matty in 2nd, being chased down by Jorgalis. PM10 not that far away now, and Wadru also not that far. He served his penalty and he's up to 5th. So great racing from Wadru. He's made his stop as well, so has PM10. Everybody, I think, has now made their pit stop, apart from Dragumis out in front. Wadru in 5th, DJ in 6th. Oh, it's got a nice little group of cars going on here. We've got Itsumi Dan, we've got Colonel Curtains, and I thought it was Brian, but no, he's not quite close enough. Oh, who should we go on board with? Let's go on board with Colonel Curtains as we try and get into the slipstream of DJ. We can see he's got Itsumi Dan just behind. He backed out of that one, didn't he, Itsumi Dan, quite wisely as well. As we come down towards turn 13. Sorry, 15. I don't know where I am. New track. Down towards turn 15, now it's onto that long straight. Both Itsumi Dan and Colonel Curtains are getting a nice draft there from that big fat Viper in front of them. And Colonel Curtains surely is going to move to the inside. Not a lot DJ can do about that. Got a sitting duck actually when you're on this section of the track. He's not quite got the job done yet. Where is DJ got? There he is. There he is. It was who can get onto the brakes the latest, and Colonel Curtain's done a fantastic job there. So great move. He did that one earlier, didn't he, on DJ as well? Exactly the same thing. So DJ will be thinking, what's the point of overtaking him, because he only gets me back again on the straight. But a nice little battle these guys are having. Colonel Curtains in 6th now, DJ in 7th, Itsumi Dan in 8th, and we can see in that table on the left hand side that Dragumis has decided to come into the pit. So how close is Matty then? Matty just coming around the final turn. He's got Dragalis all over the back of him. Look at this. Dragalis just cannot wait to get by and makes the move now then. Just keep on that right hand side. Dragumis not out yet. So good move from Dragalis now then. Let's just see if he gets this turn right. Remember, he slammed into the barrier last time, didn't he? Yeah, got it sorted this time around. So Dragalis takes up the lead once again. Matty very close just behind him in that Citroen, really giving Dragalis something to think about. The M10 is there as well, still in P3, so he's had a good race so far. Dragumis now in P4, having made his pit stop. He's now out on a fresh set of medium tyres, so he's just got a few corners to get those tyres up to temperature. Very close, just taking just a shave of paint off the car there, just to make it a bit lighter. Wadru in 5th, still probably reeling from his penalty that he got earlier, but wasn't as bad as I thought he could. I mean, he could have been a lot higher up the order that if it hadn't have served that 3 seconds, but it's not done him a massive amount of damage. This is where the fight seems to be at the minute. It is DJ, Itsumi Dan and Colonel Curtains. Now DJ has managed to get himself back up into P6 ahead of Itsumi Dan and Colonel Curtains. Colonel must have had a bit of an issue because he was leading these two guys. Got some damage on the front. But the paintwork looks a bit removed on the front left there from Colonel Curtains. Probably need a new headlight as well. So apologies we missed that. But what we've got to remember is once we get over the bridge, which we will be doing very shortly, DJ leading again. He's going to get caught by Itsumi Dan and Colonel Curtains in the slipstream. So DJ, it must be so frustrating that you lead. As we just come up to the bridge now, we'll just follow these guys across. So onto the bridge we go. And if we go on board with these guys and have a quick look at the view. Look at that view. I mean, who's going to bother with a racing when you've got a view like that? Now Colonel Curtains just having a bit of a cheeky look at the inside of Itsumi Dan. I don't think he was ever going to go for it. I think he just wanted to let him know he was there. Now then, as they head down towards turn 15, they're going to get themselves back onto that long straight. And is DJ going to get caught again? This happened to him last lap, didn't he? Let's have a look at the time. We are at 22, so we're going to have to leave these guys and follow the leaders in a minute. So DJ, for the 3rd lap, has led going into this long straight. He just needs to try and stay there. Now then, let's have a look. Colonel Curtains pulls to the inside. Itsumi Dan staying with DJ all the way down the straight, leaving it to the very last minute. That was close. He could have pulled in front of Colonel Curtains, but Itsumi Dan, has he got it done? No, Colonel Curtains, what a fantastic move from him. If he can make it stick, Itsumi Dan tries to take the tighter line. The poor old DJ dropped to the back of this little group again. It's happened 3 times in a row now, I think, as Colonel Curtains moves up into 6th. Itsumi down in 7th. DJ is not giving this one up though, is he? He is fighting it again. He's trying to get on the inside. Itsumi Dan just ahead of DJ as we come around turn 20 up towards 24 soon and back onto the start finish straight. I'm going to go up and see where everybody is now, the leaders rather, as they all cross the line to start one more lap. So Jorgalis is leading from Mattiolda. Just there isn't, well, you couldn't even get a piece of paper between them, could you? Into turn 1, trying to avoid that barrier on the left. Both Matty and Jorgalis really pushing hard. PM10 trying to stay with them in 3rd. Now then, let's start going down the order, shall we, because some of the guys are going to start to finish very shortly. We are into the last minute. Are they all going to get another lap in? I think they will, actually. I think most of the guys are going to get one more lap in. Dan Nani 12th and Manoff in 13th. So Manos should get one more lap in as we're into the last minute. So let's have a look at this. Jorgal is really coming under a lot of pressure from Matty Older in that Citroen. We are now on to the last lap of this first race in the GR4 cars. Coming up next, they will be in the GR3s. So going to be interesting to see how those cars get on around this very long track. Bit more power, bit more speed. It's going to be a good one. Whoever finishes first is going to be at the back. It is a reverse grid as well for race 2, but at the minute Jorgalis is looking to take them points from this race with Mattiolda just behind him. Mattiolda will have the slipstream if he can stay close enough to Jorgalis, although those Porsches really are fast in a straight line. But then again, so is the Ferrari of PM10, so it's whether that Citroen can keep up with the power of the Porsche and the Ferrari. We'll come back to these guys when they get onto that straight. Dragumis, he is in 4th in that Lamborghini, followed closely by Wadru in the other Porsche Cayman in 5th. I think it's the Cayman anyway. Colonel Curtains is in 6th. He's managed to shake off DJ and Itsumi Dan. Both DJ and Itsumi Dan still fighting it out, and Itsumi stuck to the rear end of DJ. I'm on a proper good route around the boot of that Viper. Now then, let's just have a look and see what's happening up at the front as the guys just come down towards turn 15, then this long sweeping right-hander. Now this is where Matty needs to get a lot closer to Jorgalis. He really could have done with being a lot closer to him now. Get into that slipstream. You can see Jorgalis, he moves to the right to try and break that slip, but Matty just stuck with him. He's going to follow him all the way down this straight. Has he got the power? Can that Citroen get by Jorgalis? He needs to get this done before they get to turn 16. Because I don't think Matty is that Citroen's gonna have the power to match the Porsche through the turns, and I don't think he's gonna do it. He's not. Jorgalis has got to turn 16. He's managed to hold off Matty. So Jorgalis now still out in front. Matty in 2nd with PM10 in 3rd. Dragumis is getting closer in that Lamborghini. At the minute, the podium is Jorgalis, Matty and PM10. Dragumis though doing everything he can to catch up to the back of PM10. Wadru still sitting in 5th. We've got Colonel Curtains. He has managed to break free from DJ and Itsumi Dan, who are still fighting it out for P7. We've got Brian Moncani in 9th. Sai in 10th. Stormfly, Dan and Manos, who really do want this race to finish as quickly as they possibly can. Back up to the top though as we approach the end of this final race, then around the final turn at 24, and it is Jorgalis in the Porsche celebrating, maybe a little bit too early sometimes. Flash of the lights though, so good win for Jorgalis. Matty, what a great race he's had, and PM10 rounds off your podium for race 1. We've got Dragumis in 4th, Wadru finishing in 5th despite that 3-second penalty. Colonel Curtains, great race he's had with the 2 guys behind him. He finishes in 6th though. DJ gets 7th, Itsumi Dan 8th. Brian Moncani will finish just ahead of Sai, I think. Yes, he will in 9th. Sai gets 10th. Stormfly around the final turn then as Dan cuts a bit of the corner out of it. He's not going to be too bothered about that though, is he? As Stormfly crosses the line in 11th. Dan will come across the line in 12th, with Manos in 13th. So we will be back shortly for race 2 here at Circuit de St Croix in the GR3s with the Pro guys. Thank you very much for watching. I shall catch up with you all very soon.